Hey, I'm out here in a trail. Got two little, I'm looking at this mullein plant. Little toad there living in there. Little tiny toad. Hey, little guy. Brown, got a green stripe going down him. Just sitting there chilling underneath the shade, peeking up in the shade of that little leaf. Oh, something else I saw over here. Let's see if I can find it. See if I can follow. Oh, there he is. Now I'm going to tell you guys, I hate spiders. I hate spiders. But this spider is cool because I'm trying to, he's already been ready to attack. But this spider is cool because he is completely white. Look at that. I've never seen a spider like that. Albino spider. I don't know if he's necessarily albino. I don't see any color on him at all. Isn't that weird? I hate spiders, but I decided to play with that guy. You know, I'm a redhead, so I understand what it's like to be an albino and no color and be out in the sun. I feel for this guy. He's definitely trying to hide from me, though. That's interesting. So I'd share that with you. One little plant, we got an albino spider and a little tiny toad. I just wanted to add this. I really doubt you can see it because my camera won't zoom in that far, but he really truly is an albino. His eye, those little eye things are actually red, and what little markings he does have on his body are indeed red. So, truly is an albino spider. A redhead. Okay, well, as you can see, I have no shelter anymore. My time in the woods has come to an end, and I've packed up and moved most of my stuff back yesterday. Came back to get a few of my remaining things. I had all my bones and skulls I found, and some of my tools, and my pottery, which is still drying over there. Still haven't fired it yet. Still drying, but I'm gonna take it back to the house and put it in direct sunlight rather than out here in the woods. But got everything packed up, broken down. So it was a fun 2 weeks. It was a long 2 weeks, but I definitely enjoyed it. Definitely learned a lot, and glad I had a camera, so I was able to keep a video as much as I could. And hope you enjoyed it. I know the video, I didn't talk too much about a lot of certain things, but I put some video or some pictures up of stuff that I've seen and done as well. And I'll tell you one thing, I'm definitely glad to get out of this mosquito infested area. Man, I think next time I do this, I'm going down there to where that pine forest is. There's no mosquitoes down there. I walk around down there in shorts all day today, and not one single mosquito bite. Up here, and it's like as soon as I stop and sit down, there's 50 million of them all on me. But how much big of a difference just locations and a little bit of environment can be. And but it's definitely a good experience for me out here the last couple weeks. Learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about nature. Came out here for many reasons, but one of them being to just to be by myself alone in the wild, and to adjust to being alone, and adjust to being self-reliant, and making the things I needed. From everything from making my own fire to cooking, making housing, furniture, tools, cordage to do jobs I needed to do, processing clay to make items, and blow tubes to help with fire burning, and one of the bowls I made, I haven't showed this, but this is one of the bowls that I made. from coal burning using my blow tube, and the tools I used to make this. This is the pestle I made while I was out here also. But the tools I used to make this, I don't have I have the shell put away, but were simply a blow tube to burn the coals, and 2 bones for scrapers, which were, you know, primitive tools. By one of the first stages of primitive tools they used were bones. They realized they were stronger than sticks, and they didn't burn as much as sticks. That's why I use these bones for coal burning. If you try to use a stick or something like that to dig this out, scrape it out, and the whole coal's in place, it just catches on fire. But you use bone and it lasts longer, plus you have a scraper for scraping out. And then I use a shell, which I found, to scrape and smooth out this. And then I use grinding stones, or just round stones I found, to grind it and smooth it out. And now I have a nice little bowl, which is waterproof, holds water, and also I used a flint to completely smooth this out. Just my flint shards. You know, I didn't have to nap anything. All I did was take flint flakes, which, you know, a lot of people want to get into napping and realize that, you know that and try to. Sorry, I'm fighting off 1,000 mosquitoes while I'm trying to talk. But a lot of people want to get into flint napping and say, oh, you have to know how to flint nap, learn how to make primitive tools. Well, not necessarily. You know, it all started somewhere. The process of discovery didn't automatically, you know, make man start flint napping and making arrowheads and cutting tools and whatnot. You know, he started somewhere by simply taking pieces of flint and rock and splitting it and breaking it. And what he, you know, eventually came to find was that the pieces that he broke without napping are extremely sharp. This is what I use for cutting cordage, because inside this edge, it's great for getting around cordage, like 550 cord it cuts. It's great for cutting cordage. This piece here, which is off of a shard, not napped, it's almost a blank in itself, but has a nice sharp edge. It did have a nice sharp edge. I worked it, but for cutting wood, it was doing a good job. This was my wedge I used for splitting bamboo. You know, these aren't pieces that I napped. They're just pieces that I picked up from being flaked off a main piece. And here's another cutter. A piece like this I used to help smooth out that bowl I just showed you. So, you know, there's the shells I use to scrape it out, and the grinding stones that I use to smooth the bowl out. But you know, that's the process of discovery. You know, it all started somewhere. So people get into, you know, oh, if you're going to use flint tools, you need to learn how to nap. Well, you don't need to learn how to nap. What you need to do first is take a piece of flint, a raw piece of flint that you flaked off of a main chunk, and learn how to do a project with that, like carving wood, carving bone, shaving wood and smoothing wood down, you know, carving things out of it, making tools with just that. And then you gradually learn through the process of discovery how to take that piece of flint and start working it into other tools and the better tools. And that's the process of discovery. And that's what one of my main goals out here this week was. Like when I did the cordage experiments, I started with the basics, worked my way all the way up to what primitive man, the process that he might have went through, discovering, you know, cordage and how to make cordage. And I did the same process with the clay. You know, I know how clay is supposed to be. I've never done it per se, but I've read enough and I've seen enough and I've learned enough on how it's supposed to be done. But I wanted to discover that process of discovery and start from the groundwork and work my way up. And it gave me a better understanding of what I was doing, gave me a better understanding of the history involved in it, the techniques involved in it, and the ways that certain things can alter the outcome of a product or of a procedure. And yes, I know my camera's shaky, but man, I'm getting ready to get out of here now because this is terrible. I'm in shorts in this area, and that's the wrong answer. But anyway, I just wanted to discuss with you a little bit about one of the reasons why I came out here, and when was that process of discovery, of discovering what man can do. with a little and working his way up to make it better. I.e., for instance, the travois, made before they had wheels, but it was still a wagon, a pull cart, that they used to pull wood, supplies, whatever they had to. Eventually the wheel was involved, and they put wheels on it. And then when they put wheels on it, they realized, hey, if man can pull this and pull it, and we have domesticated beasts, we can hook it up to our domesticated beasts. And there you go, we have the horse-drawn or the ox-drawn carriage. It's all the process of discovery. And when we break it down and forget that we know everything already, and just go back down to that beginning stage and start learning for ourselves as babies, then we start to find a greater fulfillment in what we do when we go to the woods. And as much as I've been out here in the rain and it's stormed and I've been away from family and the mosquitoes have been tearing me up and all that, and I'm starving. I think I lost about 15 pounds because I've been surviving on bannock and very little anything else, and some smoked sausage. One night I had chicken, but but that was about it. I've been eating 2 meals a day, and mostly it was just bannock and tea and corn pudding and whatnot. So, but other than that, I gained a more of appreciation for what I do out here, and a better understanding from a baby's point of view. And I enjoyed it. So, if any of you, I know a couple people have already messaged me and told me that they're extremely jealous of me being able to get out here for 2 weeks. Well, there's other things I'd rather have been doing, but just the opportunity presented itself to me, and I took it. I didn't want to turn it down, because who knew, just as everybody else said, who gets that chance, and the opportunity presented itself to me, so I took it, and that's that. Well, I'm going to get the rest of my stuff in here, in my pack, get my bones cleaned up, and I'm out of these mosquitoes. Started speaking with Earthwalker Primitives. Thanks for watching.